Welcome back. Today I will talk about functions in Spark as well as an order by function in Spark. There are a variety of functions you can import from pyspark.sql.functions. For that, you need to check out the documentation for fully available functions on the website. Now, let's do some exercises to learn about the functions in PySpark. For that, let's start by importing required libraries that is needed for this exercises. Let's begin by importing those libraries from. I'm going to import SQL functions such as count distinct, average, standard deviation, and format number from pyspark.sql.functions import count distinct, average, standard deviation, format number. These are functions I want to import. Now let's run all of these so that we have these in the memory. Running all the previous commands in the cells so that we don't get any error when we run new commands. So running the commands right now. Now let's type some new commands here. The first thing I want to do is do the distinct count of cells in this df table data frame. Select count distinct cells. I want to show what's inside this data frame. Because cell would produce a data frame, I want to select that. I think I missed a bracket here. There you go. There are 11 distinct cells number in this data frame. Now we will use alias function to rename a column. How do we do this? We'll do this by typing this data frame dot select average cells, and here we'll add alias keyword and we'll rename the new label average sales dot show. Now we have renamed this cryptic count distinct sales into a new label called average sales. Let's try some other column also so that we have more practice on doing this. We'll just copy and paste this thing here and rename another column. And this time we'll use a new function called standard dev. It's a standard deviation function in the cells, and we'll rename it as standard dev. Let's see what we get. Okay, so we have 250 as a standard deviation for sales column. Now the problem is that you see it is 250 and there are like almost 10 digit after the two decimal. We want to reduce that to up to 2 decimal. How do you do this? We do this by using a function called format number, which we imported earlier. For this, to do this, we'll first store data frame into a variable. Sales standard TD will be our variable of choice, and we'll just select the standard deviation of sales into this variable. Now we have stored that into a variable. Let's see what's inside this variable. It's the same 250 which we saw earlier. Next step is to change the precision of this, whatever we are seeing here, this value 250. How do we do this? First of all, we'll reuse this variable and we'll do select. Format number will be our function of choice here. Format number will be function of choice, and it will input the column name standard deviation cells as the input column. Here we'll mention the precision as 2 for this particular function. At this point, let's try to run what we get as a result of this particular function we just created. There you go. We have reduced the precision to 0.9. Next step, we also want to change the this column name to something more readable. How do we do this? For this, we need to do an alias. After we run a format number. If you run this alias, if you add an alias function here, then we can change the column name to something more readable. Standard dev. Let's try what we get here. Yes, we have changed our column name to more readable format called standard dev. This is more readable, isn't it? Next, we are trying to learn what does order by do. There are two orders we can display. One is ascending order and one is descending order. Let's first of all look at the ascending order. It's really easy. folks, how to do ascending order. Order by. Next step is to just enter a column we want to order by for ascending values. Then show. Look, we have sorted the rows in ascending order for sales. Next step is to do a descending order. How do you do this? First of all, we'll use the same information or command we just typed earlier, but we need to, instead of just typing a name, we need to put that into data frame structure such that we can use the descending function or method in that particular data frame structure, which is called descending. It's not too complicated, but it's a little more cumbersome. We have entered the wrong bracket here. There you go. Now we have sorted our data frame into descending order. There are lots of other functions available, and to review those functions, we need to check out the documentation on the website. This is for today. Let's summarize what we discussed. We discussed about the functions such as count distinct, average, standard deviation. We talked about how to control the precision of a value, and also we talked about how to sort a column into ascending and descending order. Thank you so much.